Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Ha ha ha. Well, we had the big debate last night, and I want to see what's on your minds about how things went. And as my setup picture there, I got a shot of Mr. T riding like a boss going into the debate. And when we get some people in, I will see what my signal is like, and hopefully I've got a good signal tonight. I should have. I don't see any reason why not. And I might play a couple of videos for you while people are filing in. So we had these screwballs fact-checking Mr. T and leaving Kamala alone. We've all been hearing about it. The slanted way. They've really shot themselves in the foot. If you notice in my thumbnail, I've got one of the words I got in there is masterpiece. I'll tell you what I mean by that. This whole thing was a masterpiece. Took me a couple of minutes to figure it out. I was ruminating on it, watching the social media, and well, it's opened the door that they could have shut a long time ago on themselves to their benefit, but they didn't. They want to leave that door open? Fine. Hi, Terry. How you doing? Tracy, Sherry, Alan, Jetlag, Sissy, Melinda. Nice to see you all. But anyway, I'm going to play this. I've got one thing that everybody thought. I was watching these after debate interviews, and in like a liberal area of Pennsylvania, and they were saying, "Oh, it was so stupid what he was saying about those cats and people eating cats. It's stupid." Yeah, okay. It turns out he was right. So while people are filing in and saying their howdy do's to everybody, let me see. I'll put up a couple of. I'll put up a couple of memes. I got the 911 call. At least one. There's been more than one. And Don Jr. put this up. And while it's playing, I might as well have a good picture of Mr. T. Mr. T beside it. So anyway, for people that thought it was fake, there's so much proof coming out. And the ABC's got egg all over their face because they personally checked with a town manager. But anyway, let me play it while people are filing in.
Emergency line, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm sitting here. I'm riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today, and I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them. They all had geese in their hand. They got away. I couldn't make out the first 3 of the license plate, but I got the numbers. The last numbers was 9898, and it was a gray Toyota Tacoma they took off on. There was about 4 of them. There was 2 men, 2 women. I couldn't tell the age because I'm in a hurry going to this orientation, so I don't be late.
What direction did they go?
They went up towards the middle of towards downtown.
Okay, and what path are you on?
Right now, hold on just a second. I'm coming to the intersection of. Give me a second here. It says Water and Warder Street.
Water and Warder. Is that the area you saw them?
Yes. It was about 2 minutes back behind me. I was trying to get my phone out and trying to make it to this orientation on time. I'm time crunching here. And I saw that. I'm like, yeah, this has got to be reported.
So how many geese did they have?
They each had 1. Now, the Toyota Tacoma did look like a newer model.
And what's your name, sir?
My name is It's hot out here today.
I'm sorry, what's your last name again? Your phone number is that? Okay, we will put this out to our cars and see if we can't find him. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome, and if I happen to see him again, I'll try to give you a call back and get a better license plate for you.
Now that sounded real enough. Of course it did, because it was real. And people can deny it all they want. And there's going to be more stories coming out. People are going to be telling the tale of how much they love their little Fifi or Buttercup or whatever that ends up in somebody's clutches. And I saw an interview with a guy, he's from Haiti, and he's like, oh, no, they don't do that. People in Haiti don't eat dogs and cats. I'm like, wait a minute. I was posting videos and memes where there were the guy who took over the government over there, and why your rear end in this is in this country is because they were cannibalizing people. Okay, never mind ducks. So anyway, here's a police report. If they got any more questions, right there it is. I didn't do the second page. I just put the first page up because it's hard to read. Clark County. And the thing I want to bring up about this that's important. This ABC News creep right here. Here he is. ABC News creep. What's this say? It says liquidity. This just in, ABC polls announced that David Muir has won the presidential debate. Well, he calls his town manager, and of course, they're part of the club. You don't have to initiate. Your initiation is that you just have Marxist beliefs, feel that you were put on this earth to tell other people what to do and how to collect taxes off of people and live good off somebody else's money. You're part of the club then. But my point is, him covering for these people is exactly the reason why they want to allow non-citizens to participate in local elections. Do you think the citizens can vote their way out of this town manager? A lot of them are elected. If non-citizens can vote and they dump 20,000 people in your town, they're going to be running you because they'll pick the town manager, and the town manager will lie, just like he did in this situation. Let me get my picture of Mr. T and his limousine back up. That's what I want to look at. So, keep that in mind. That is why you do. Let them vote because they live in the towns. They should be able to vote. No, if they're non-citizens, you don't vote for any elected office in this country. And this is exactly why. Hi, Bill. How you doing? Debbie. Toro. One person did it 2 weeks ago. Well, welcome aboard. Rubber Toe. Bill Giles. One person, Toro, did you hear? There were 4 people carrying ducks, and it was said later on by their necks. And I got pictures of a guy walking down the street with a duck, all kinds of stuff. And the cats, people, it's going to come out, Hi, Wayne, how you doing? I mean, you want to make excuses for people were showing up at town halls complaining that their pets were missing. No one can find them. You have police reports. You have news reports. You have people going on YouTube talking about it. Yvonne, how you doing? But if you want to, hi, Alan, nice to meet you. Nice to see you. I mean, I met you a long time ago. Hi, Dreamer, jet lag. If I missed anybody, please forgive me. So don't make excuses for the people who are trying to take over our country. Hi, Tennessee. And there also was a situation where this same town manager had called, the governor for more money because they couldn't afford what was going on in that town, being overrun. And guess what happens after that money? If they get any money from the governor and it runs out, your property taxes go up, okay? Because they never cut budgets, okay? They just increase them. And if you got 20,000 people that got no damn business being here, can vote your property taxes higher, guess what? Your property taxes are going up. So people thought, oh, Mr. T didn't do good in the debate. He did great. He did great. But even if you feel he didn't, right here, happiness is a state of mind. See the one in first place, and then you got the one in third place. Change the way you look at things. Things will change the way it looks. So, anyway. Yeah, don't touch my kids or my animals. All right, David gave me a thumbs up. I hope you all give me a thumbs up. And you also, Tori. Toro, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. I'll cry over it, but I'll understand. Hi, Island Girl. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. So anyway, whoa. What happened to my screen? Flannel Cheese, how you doing? Yeah, insurance is going up. Property taxes is going up. Here's a little something for you right here. Hated for exposing the truth. Hated for telling the truth. And what's this one? Hated for letting the truth be told. Yeah, they start turning on people that when they hear stuff they don't want to hear. So I've got some video clips of people's reactions while MS Motorsports, how you doing? While they were watching the debate, and it's pretty interesting. I've got maybe 5 or 6 clips plus some other stuff we'll go over for everybody that's saying that on the media, oh, Trump lost. Oh, she had him for lunch. None of the polls I've seen, and I got screenshots of every one I could find, good, bad, indifferent, ugly, pretty, whatever. I took pictures of them, and they're all showing Trump dominated. But I'll put them up. Some not as much as others, but anyway, you might want to take a look at this one right here. Now, I don't think this is, oh gosh, I clip his name out of there. Dr. Nez, I think his name is. He put up this video, car on camera, body cam footage, Haitian migrant. Now, I think that was the one who was eating somebody's cat in their driveway or something. And I think they photoshopped this thing because they're not gonna set up a food truck. They're not gonna do any of that kind of stuff. It's too much like work. So anyway, as we're talking about these mystery migrants coming in, nobody knows who they are. Hi, Lone Wolf, how you doing? Gloria, nice to see you. That's right. Professor Nez, that's right. I think he made a little meme there. But anyway, I want to remind some people of this situation. Maybe they caught him. I don't know. But I checked about an hour ago. He's still out there or corked off somewhere in the woods. But because he's got a military background, people think he's some kind of Rambo survivor. I've seen guys in the military, they get caught in the rain, they crying the blues. But it all depends on what you've been trained in and where you're going. So anyway, remember when that prisoner got away in Pennsylvania? I forget how many weeks. They had a quarter of the state paralyzed. One person with some broken down old rifle or something that he ended up losing. Well, this guy, this is going on, knocking on the door for 4 days. And they know the area he's in, and they can't zero in on him. So imagine, we've got 21 million is the estimate now. Remember my math, 1%. Out of 100%, 99% are just like the liberals want them to be, good people coming over here to build a nation and find a new life. 1%. Well, how much is 1% of 21 million? A lot. A lot. I can tell you that. So say 0.5%. Say 0.25%. Or better yet, say 0.9%, 1%, the same percent Joe won Georgia by. No, I don't think he won by that much. I think he won by 0.6%, 11,000 votes. A little over, might have been 0.06, but anyway, pretty bad. But there's nothing crooked going on there. Nothing to see here. H0AX, how you doing? So anyway, imagine the paralysis if you had people that were trained, okay, had a mission, were aggressive, and on the loose. If this one, obviously to me, mentally disturbed individual, look at the discomfort it's causing. So keep that in mind, because we're going to have stuff pop off at some time. I don't know when. But here you got somebody put up something funny. Green Day, Toad, a guy named Toad. That's a good name. I love that Green Day created an entire album about how much they hate George W. Bush regime, and now they align politically with Dick Cheney. You know, their heads are spinning. What values they have, they're compromising every day. How can you stand on values? Dick Cheney is now a good guy. There is CNN, Vice, ABC, all these creepy news services that used to bash Cheney and Bush. So they said he got under her skin. She got under his skin about the rallies. And I don't think he overreacted. He told it like it was. And it wasn't, he yelling and screaming. He just said people like to come to the rallies because they want to hear what I have to say. And I remember Tiny Tim talking about, Trump worries about crowd size. Well, and everybody laughing. And here she is bringing up crowd size at the biggest moment of her life, this debate. That reminded me that I had this from the other day. This was on live. Tim Walz hosts election rally in Erie, Pennsylvania. Look how many people were watching. 154 people watching. I mean, who wants to watch Tim Walz babble and cry and carry on? But anyway, so it's awful funny how they brought up that crowd size business. So here's a couple of polls right here. I might run into, the same poll company, but I wanted to get different times, like 2 hours later or an hour later. They all pretty much stayed stable. Trump 73, Harris 8, the moderators 19. And here's another one. That was Daily Caller. This is leading report. Who won the debate? Trump 91%, Harris 9%. And I'm thinking, these might be overly weighted towards Republicans. So I make sure I get every poll that I could find. And here is political polls. Who won tonight? This was the worst one. This was a historically middle of the road polling outfit, mostly leaning left, to be very frank. But even then, they came up with almost 60% for Trump, and 25-point lead. 25-point lead. Harris, 32%. Oh, and I needed to research this. Have you all heard about the poll that came out of Virginia? It's a jaw dropper. I'll get to that in a second. I don't have a screenshot of it, but I will. I'll be getting that in the future. This one I took about an hour later, where Trump was lower. Well, he went up 62%. Harris 27%. That's the same poll I just showed just a few seconds ago, but it's an hour after people started voting. 127,800 votes. That's way more than the samples they use. So I think a good description was Mike Johnson saying she was an actress. She was a polished, rehearsed actress. And in these serious times, people are worried about their physical safety. They're worried about keeping a roof over their head. They're worried about the future, the economy. They're worried about war, crime, and have her up there being smarmy and snarky and putting her hand to her chin and looking at him like she's some kind of evaluator, looking at him with some kind of humor, and then mocking him. If you want this, and she's looking at him like she's going to say something like this thing, it just really turned people off, as evidenced by every single poll. 75% for Trump, 25%. This is C-SPAN, okay? Almost 100,000 votes. C-SPAN. So, don't worry about it, because I'll tell you what I think, why I'm calling this debate a masterpiece. A masterpiece. Because it created opportunities and it created an atmosphere that the Democrats could have distanced themselves from, but it's going to end up holding it right underneath their nose. This was before the debate. Somebody made this meme up. Somebody made this meme up before the debate, whatever Trump just said, and it's turning out to be right. So anyway, let me see who else has come in while we're going on. Hi, Ravens. Yeah, the Nova Bluetooth earrings. Yeah. She cheated and still lost. They left her mic on. Where is that stuff? Here it is. This even got over in the Eastern news services. Close-ups of her earrings. In case anybody's wondering, I have seen Photoshop stuff, but these aren't Photoshopped. A version has appeared online that Harris was wearing headphones during the debate with Trump. In particular, a musician, Johnny King, wrote about this. The earrings that Harris was wearing are visually similar to the Nova H1 audio devices, which are wireless headphones. And if that's the case, they probably intercepted them, what was being said, and probably could tell whose voice it was. Right here. Somebody put this article up. In case somebody comes in, I don't think Toro's coming back again. Maybe, maybe not. I use these new smart earrings to listen to music. They totally surprised me. The Nova H1 audio earrings aren't your average ear candy. There you go. When you purchase through the links below, you can listen to music and wear pretty earrings. So, what's this one here? This is another thing I got wrong. Nova, there it is. The product itself. Nova audio earrings. I bet their sales are going to go up. A version has appeared online that Harris was wearing headphones. Remember when she was getting on the plane and avoiding the press? She was wearing the earbuds with the wire so so it would look like I can't talk to you right now. Can't you see I'm getting earbuds in my ears? Well, she had these. In particular, musician Johnny King wrote about this. The earrings Harris was wearing are visually similar, which are wireless headphones. King also noted that during the debate, she constantly took notes with a pen, although the rules prohibited this. Yeah, they don't give a damn about the rules. They don't give a damn about the rules. Here. If the U.S. economy is so great, why does Kamala Harris need to fix it? Exactly right. Here, this. Pearl Harbor attack. You see the numbers. World Trade Center, September 11th, 2,977 people. The Capitol, 2 Trump supporters. Let me shrink that down in case you need to get a screenshot of this, if you haven't got it already. They all want to be victims and political victims. Yeah, she was taking notes and she was reading something also. You know, she had I call it a Fisher-Price desk. She had a Fisher-Price desk. They made her a custom, I got a picture. Here it is. They made her a custom podium. And it's, kind of like the angles and stuff that's kind of hard to spot it out. But it is shorter, probably 4 or 5 inches shorter, or more than that. And you can bet they put some kind of device or screen embedded in there that doesn't look like anything until it lights up, and then you can read on there. And, fine, whatever. In her finest hour, she couldn't beat Trump at his worst minute. And no matter how many goofball characters she had on her side with the media. Here we got End Wokeness. Reminder, yesterday Kamala said the photo on the left is a bigger attack on our democracy than the photo on the right. Shows you their disingenuous behaviors and claims. It's in the spotlight now, and the internet is alive with it. All the double talk, all the proving them wrong, all the hoaxes being repeated that people are paying attention to now. How about this from Laura Logan? She said, wow, since you put it like that. Jeremy Harrell put up, remember when the governor of Georgia relented and allowed forensic examination of the Dominion voting machines in his state? But then his car exploded on the highway, unaliving his daughter's boyfriend. And then he immediately changed his mind about allowing the examination. And then the investigating officer committed you-know-what aside about 4 days after. I'm sure you remember. I didn't know about that investigating officer, but boy, you couple that with the New York Police Department officers that viewed Huma Abedin's and Wiener's laptop that committed you-know-what aside. 10 of them, was it? 9 or 10? And you compare that to how many Capitol Hill police officers that committed you-know-what aside, all in the week or two following J6. Wow, that's a lot of you-know-what asides. Here, what's this? Oh, there's nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. We fact-checked Donald Trump and his false claims of election FRA and then UD, right? Sherry put up, Missouri registered 78,000 in just 1 week. Huh? Which month? February this year. Out of that number, 23,253 were dead people. Here we go again. Get involved, make noise, and repost So you guys get a screenshot of this and look Sherry up on X and give her a share. Share it out. And that doesn't include how many are not citizens. And is Biden going to parole them? Is Biden going to give them amnesty so they'll be eligible to vote? Don't worry, your town manager's on top of it. U.S. to consider Ukraine missile requests as Russia gets Iran help. Iran has denied this help. People trying to start a fight. Blinken speaks ahead of Kiev visit with UK's Lammy this week. Ukraine requested to use long-range weapons against Russia. Oh, that's brilliant. They want to use long-range weapons against Russia, which Russia said, you do that and there's going to be problems and we're going to go straight after decision-making centers. What else is causing trouble? Oh, Politico. U.S. accuses China of giving very substantial help to Russia's war machine. Okay, so we're gonna get in a brouhaha with Iran. We're gonna get in a brouhaha with Russia. We're gonna get a brouhaha with China. Well, we are in brouhahas. We're just using the Ukrainian people as cannon fodder. What's this? Blinken and the British Foreign Secretary are traveling to Kiev to announce permission for long-range strikes against Russia, a congressional correspondent for the American publication Axios says. So you can see up top, I'm not going to read all that stuff, but they're talking about UK Foreign Minister David Lammy. They're banging the war drums. But here is something that happened unusual. The goalkeeper of the Ukrainian U21 team swam across the Tisa and now plays for the Belarusian Slavia Mozir. Now, this is somebody who was conscripted to go fight, a famous soccer player. You know how the Europeans love their soccer. The 35-year-old Ukrainian goalkeeper, Denis Shelikov, a former player for Dnipro and Volyn, carefully prepared for his escape and trained to swim across the river with flippers, the local media reported. Well, with such abilities, you can also compete for the swimming team. So they're running like, I wouldn't blame them. Get out of there, you know. Ain't nothing good going to come out of that stuff. Oh. How many billions have we spent? Remember when I was talking about people worried about daycare? And I said, Trump is telling you how he's going to save hundreds of billions of dollars. Strengthen the dollar. Strengthen the economy. Daycare is going to be the last thing on your mind. We're going to have so much money. Just like it was back in the day. When daddy worked, mommy stayed home, a house, couple of cars, one job, everybody happy. Mommy wants to go to work, you even got more money. But anyway, California Gavin Newsom calls in the National Guard to help firefighters battle raging wildfires. How many billions, packages of aid worth hundreds of millions of dollars a pop have gone to California? We know through past reports I put on this screen that they are committed by extremists, okay? We've seen the police reports, dozens and dozens of them being picked up for having gas cans in the back of their car and all kinds of stuff. But hey, there's good money in it, right? Plus, they can blame it on global warming, right? Strengthen their hand in global warming. Shut down the onion. Citizens Free Press says. They were trying to make fun of Trump about his rallies. Fact check. Trump, quote, people don't leave my rallies. True. Can you believe this disgusting thing? They're carried out in body bags. That's an absolutely disgusting. If I was Corey's family, I would sue the Onion for emotional distress. Look what they did with Alex Jones. Okay? And the Sandy and then Hook. Okay? I would be getting an attorney on the Onion right now today. You want to mock my family? Publicly mock? Oh, but Parody's good. Okay, we'll see about that. Hope you got some good attorneys. The Onion. Kamala continues to say that we must continue funding a war against Russia to defend, quote, democracy. Meanwhile, in reality, Kamala did not receive a single vote and was selected by the bureaucracy oligarchs. And Zelensky is a totalitarian dictator that canceled all elections. Isn't that something? Nobody voted for Kamala. But we will in November. Yeah, okay. Nobody had an election for Zelensky like the Russians put out, and other countries in the Eastern Bloc said he's not legitimate. He's not legitimate, and they won't even negotiate with him. You have got a rogue government in Ukraine, unelected. Nothing in the Constitution justifies the administration that's in Ukraine right now. So how's that democracy? Oh, here's a little something for people to remember. Executive Order 13773, enforcing federal law with respect to transnational criminal organizations and preventing international trafficking. Why is this important? Why is this important? Do you remember Donald Trump going to court, going all the way to the Supreme Court, and he lost? Oh, I think it's the only time he lost. What was it about, folks? Hi, Roland. He lost. We got Angela. And Angel's in here too, don't we? Hi, Miss Sue. He lost a case, to my knowledge, the only one he's lost at the Supreme Court level, where he wanted to undo Barack Obama's executive order. He wanted to override it or get rid of it, and the Supreme Court said no. Everybody said, ha, 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 Trump lost. He's got to work with DARPA, or I'm sorry, what's the name of the Dreamer Act, whatever. He can't do anything. And Trump said, no, actually, they gave me a lot of power. Now nobody can overturn my executive orders. And then they all went, oh, you're right. Trump's always right. So anyway, here's an executive order that has to be upheld, that people are going to be answerable for. Transnational criminal organizations and preventing international trafficking. Maybe that's why he asked Kamala, where's the 300 and some thousand children, Kamala? Multiple times. I'm surprised he didn't ask her this time. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about the debate. Here is, in this one, I don't know if this is the one where they're, I don't know. See if you all, everybody's got the right to protest, right? And our newcomers, our new neighbors, we should respect their right to protest. This is in Philadelphia. People are listening to this out in the streets while they're getting ready to watch the debate. You tell me if this didn't affect the sense of safety and security for the people watching who's going to be the next president. I could make out what they were saying in this one. Antifa fought a revolution. I could read the sign. America's the head of the snake. Now, I don't know if anybody knows what they're saying in this one, but I mean, it went on for hours. Okay? Wait a minute. Where's my mic? There. I have no idea what they were saying, but Aliens Enemies Act, they break the law, they get out of hand, deport them. But if they're following the law, hey, all you liberals that welcome those newcomers, congratulations. We're happy for you. Happy for you. Anyway, here was another poll. Red Short Politics. Who won the debate? Trump, 83%. And this was after the night had gone by. This could be heavily weighted to Republicans. But anyway, this is one here. Fox News, Trump 70. That was the night of the debate. Harris 29, no clear winner, 1%. So average of the main polling, CNN, Fox, all of them, the average would be Trump with around a 70 to 75% winning the debate. Oops, why am I? Ugh, the onion. I tell you, we need to get rid of that thing. But anyway, what's this one here? Libs of TikTok. Oh, it's going everywhere. There's a police report. Police call recording and testimony from residents about Haitians stealing and eating animals in Ohio. ABC fact check Trump on this and let Kamala get away with the BLOOD bath hoax. Find people hoax and lying about police dying on J and then 6. Violent crime being down and not wanting to take away your guns. So, the reason I'm saying this is a masterpiece, and I've got another tweet I'm going to read, is because a lot of these things that they pulled, like the Charlottesville hoax, a flat out lie. The suckers and losers, on and on, that are all proven hoax, all the ones I just read now. They could have backed away from them. Somebody put something out and said 25% of the voters today were not even alive for 9/11. Think about that. That made me think, wait a minute. You try to explain to someone who hasn't had the time to pay attention about these abusive and libelous psyops. That's the term Judge Pirro used. Hi, Jerry. Libelous hoaxes that are being repeated. If they were to stop doing it, now it's getting down to crunch time. And you say to somebody who has not had the time to pay attention, do you remember when they lied on Trump about suckers and losers? They go, what are you talking about? Do you remember when they lied about Trump saying he said white supremacists were good people? I don't remember that. Millions of people don't even know about these hoaxes. Now, during this debate, They put it right on the table. The internet is curious. Voters are going, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Trump said they were fine people. And then they will hear the real tape where they took a clip out to libel Trump and by proxy libel us, libel fellow Americans, defraud them. So that's why everybody was saying, why didn't he do this? Why were they allowed to do that? Put it back in the spotlight and hash it out in the public with facts. Nice to see you, Jerry. Nice to meet you. You don't got to do all caps, Jerry. We can hear you. Hi, Ann. Nice to see you. Yeah, if you put all caps in all the time, they'll flag my little bitty channel. So be careful with keywords. Use numbers for vowels, like zeros for O's on touchy words, and use caps here and there. Other than that, welcome aboard. So anyway, here's a fun thing we can do. Let me see. I want to play some of these clips where this was from ABC, but it was reposted on Fox News, where they had a focus group, okay? They had a focus group turning dials. And let me see what I want to start with. They're kind of mixed up. Oh, here's one I'm going to play for fun. This guy here. You remember Gandalf? Gandalf could take a moth and whisper at the moth, and the moth could go somewhere and come back. Well, this guy's parakeet does the same thing. His parakeet flies around Springfield, seeing what's going on. And he saw what the Haitians did. And here's what he came back and told his owner. Vote for Trump, 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 vote for Trump. But anyway, here's what Bobby Kennedy had to say. Go ahead and play it. He put out the most obvious thing, like right when the debate was over. How Kamala, when they asked Kamala if people were better off than they were 4 years ago, and she said, I wanted to get a clip. Remember the Steve Martin movie where he said, it starts off, the Steve Martin movie, The Jerk. It starts off where he says, I was born a poor black child. And it shows him dancing on the porch and the family's clapping hands on this rack shack porch. And he was tap dancing for his family. That's what I wanted to do, is get a clip of that and play it. Kamala's answer, were you better off than you were 4 years ago? She was saying, I was born a little girl, yeah, whatever. But anyway, here's Bobby Kennedy.
Right. Allowed that to pass. Fortunately, we had moderators who were clearly biased, who were constantly fact-checking Donald Trump. None of these kind of whoppers that the vice president was saying, and none of her failure to really explain that, answer that first question, that very, very critical first question. They simply sat there on the sidelines and allowed that to pass.
So anyway, he pointed out that she got a pass on a very simple question, if you're better off. And I think it was put out there for them to lay out, again, repeat their hoaxes so they could all be debunked and refreshened in people's minds or introduced for the first time. People say, I don't like Trump. He's a bad person. Why? Well, because he's just bad. Well, then they find out all these hoaxes, and they're flying around the internet like crazy. So here is a let's see, I'll start with a short clip. It's not long, about in vitro fertilization. Now, let me show you this. It's actually about the abortion issue, which is supposed to be her strongest point. Now, if you look at that white line in the middle, that's the baseline, folks. Then you see 1, 2, 3 lines above that, right? If they go up one thing, it's like, I like it. 2 is, oh, I really like it. You get up the 3rd and the 4th, it's like, wow, you're great. Same with it going downhill. So the blue is the Democrats, yellow is the independents, and red is the conservatives. So let me go ahead and play it.
I have been a leader on fertilization, IVF. And the other thing, you should ask, will she allow abortion in the 8th month, 9th month, 7th month?
Come on.
Okay, would you do that? Why don't you ask her that question?
Why don't you answer
That's the
question? Would you
because
veto?
under Roe v.
Answer
Wade,
the question, would you veto?
you could do abortions in the 7th month, the 8th month, the 9th
That's
month,
not true.
and probably after birth.
So on her strongest point, she's got 2/3 of the electorate drifting away from her. The Democrats even are barely getting below the first line of, I don't like this. Okay? On her strongest point. And they don't bring up the fact that she's the one out of control. She's the one interrupting. And why was Sir Mike still on? So what we felt like, because she was acting, well, I hate to use this term, but I'm going to use it, bitchy, okay, and snarky, boss girl, turned off a lot of people. Even the Democrats were not that enthusiastic. Or you'd seen that blue line not as gently unfavorable about Trump. Now I'll play one about her flip-flops. And what's interesting about this one is the independents. You'll see the independent line wiggle around more than the red line, the conservative line. It's just interesting because they're trying to judge her. But there's a point when they start dropping down. And then they realize Kamala is lying to her. And then they change their direction really quick with this dial setup. Here we go.
My values have not. I'm going to discuss at least every point that you've made. But in particular, let's talk about fracking because we're here in Pennsylvania. I made that very clear in 2020. I will not ban fracking. I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States. And in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking. My position is that we have got to invest in diverse sources of energy so we reduce our reliance on foreign oil.
Defund the police. She's been against that forever. She gave all that stuff up very wrongly, very horribly, and everybody's laughing at it, okay? They're all laughing at it. She gave up at least 12 and probably 14 or 15 different policies. Like, she was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out, wait a minute, I'm talking now, if you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar? She went out in Minnesota and wanted to let criminals that killed people, that burned down Minneapolis, she went out and raised money to get them out of jail. She did things that nobody would ever think of. Now she wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens that are in prison. This is a radical left liberal that would do this. She wants to confiscate your guns, and she will never allow fracking in Pennsylvania. If she won the election, fracking in Pennsylvania will end on day one.
So again, you saw.
Now take a look at that line. All of them. The red one's fairly steady and continuously going up. right up to the oh wow grid. He's really getting her good. The yellow one is up and down, but it's up and he really like it. I really like what he's saying. Look at the blue line. It is not way down. It's the kind of I don't like it. Kind of. And if you look right in the center where that center white bar is in the screen, you see it go up just a little bit. Why did it go up? Because Trump said, I'm speaking. Does that sound familiar? Even the Democrats thought that was funny. So anyway, the audience, let me see, I've got, which one was this? The flip-flops is what we just did. IVF. And now let's do a little bit about the illegals. I think, did I do that yet? Let me see. About the illegals right here, since we were talking about that. Let me cut my mic off.
Criminals off the street, and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
So once again, you see the independents and the conservatives going all the way up to, whoa, wow, I like it. And even the Democrats barely get past the first line. Barely get past the first line of, I kind of don't like this. Okay? And what we just listened to are all the points that are big time. All the points that are really people think about and talk about with their families. And Trump dominated on 2/3 of the voters right there. I mean, most people can agree that independents and conservatives are about 30% apiece. And Democrats are the other 30. And then you got, 6% or so, who knows what they are. So it's roughly 2/3 of the voters, oh, wow, on all these big issues. And the remaining third of the Democrats are, I kind of don't like Trump. They didn't go deep end with him. Now, I've got a clip here of one of the panelists. Her name's Amanda. And she's talking about what she liked about Kamala Harris. And I'll play it and then we'll talk about it.
Your thoughts?
I think one of the most powerful things that Vice President Harris did last night was her ending statement, where she said that she is going to lead from a place of, are you okay? And that reminds me of civil rights icon Ruby Sales, who says, where does it hurt? And when we can look at each other as human beings and as individuals and say, are you okay? Then we are going to be able to move collectively towards a country that works for all of us. There is no question in my mind that the Harris-Walz administration has the desire to build a country that works for all people.
Anybody want to rebut that or say anything additionally?
Sure, I would. I think that Kamala had a very polished performance last night, but she spent so much time on prep. I think Trump spent that time out there with people, out there learning about what we needed in this country.
Yeah, and if you could have had a picture of Amanda's face, the nose wrinkles, the head shaking, oh no. This girl said something very concise and that she thought Trump had been talking to the people and knows what the deal is. What was Amanda talking about? Who she wants a president that you can walk up to and say, he'll ask you or she'll ask you, where does it hurt? Are you okay? I mean, what are you talking about? A kindergarten counselor you come up and show your scraped knee to? So this next clip I got, you'll hear people talking about crime. And you'll see Amanda a little bit in the background shaking her head no and making faces. But this kid you see behind the girl right now, he's got that dark suit on. When he talks, you'll see Amanda, it's real quick, you probably miss it, but she'll do a hair flip where it's obvious she flips her hair right. That is a body language sign of disdain when a woman flips their hair in your direction while they're making a nasty face. So anyway, but here's some normal people talking about crime, and Amanda doesn't feel that since they like Trump, Amanda doesn't like them. Let me shut my mic off.
Responses, because it is obvious what's happening across the country in these cities. It is, it's every single day we're seeing destruction. Every single day we're seeing crime. Every single day our safety is being compromised. And I think that you can't hide from that. And I think it's becoming more and more obvious. And something needs to change, and it needs to be done, I believe, Trump's way.
All right. You go to school in the city.
I do. And you don't have to look any further than the 5 boroughs to see the impact of the migrant crisis. I mean, our mayor, who is far from a Trump fan, said, I believe last year, the migrant crisis will destroy New York City. And this is Trump's hometown, and it's costing us billions of dollars of taxpayer funds annually. But I thought it was interesting when asked directly by the moderators, Kamala, the vice president, didn't even make an effort to defend the administration's immigration policies at all. She can't. It's indefensible. So she pivoted and she deflected, and I thought successfully. But they totally rewrote all of Trump's immigration policies year one, first 100 days. I would have liked to have seen an explanation for the country as to why they did that.
I don't know if you saw it or not, but off to the left, she flipped her hair and it almost hit his shoulder. And but anyway, they're talking real issues about crime, and just about everybody on the panel, with the exception of Amanda and another guy, were talking reasonably and feeling that Trump was much more in control. Now, here's this last clip we're going to play is where Trump wrapped it up. I believe this is it right here, where Trump wrapped it up. And we're at the end of the debate. Now, remember, you've got one chance to make a first impression. One chance. What did Kamala do when she started? She evaded the question. She was shaky. She was nervous. She threw out a bunch of pablum and dreams and going to lift everybody up and give everybody everything. And they went way over an hour and a half because they had to make up for the time that the moderators were talking and interrupting and picking up, carrying Kamala's water. That's why it went beyond the hour and a half. So people have been watching for a long time. This is Trump's final talk. And let me tell you something. How these dials act at the end show who the winner was.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it? She should leave right now, go down to that beautiful White House, go to the Capitol, get everyone together and do the things you want to do, but you haven't done it, and you won't do it because you believe in things that the American people don't believe in.
Picture perfect. The blue line, the Democrats are barely touching the I kind of don't like this. And for the majority of him talking, they were halfway between neutral and I kind of don't like it. And that is supposed to be, remember how they used to be? They used to be the blue lines or red lines or whoever was talking were all the way at the bottom. So Trump is building a consensus, and she has got soft support with Democrats, and independents and conservatives are strongly in favor of just about everything Trump was saying. And they're not dumb. They hear all this hoaxes and accusations, and they're going to be seeing this fact-checking going on. How you like Mr. T in the limousine there? So anyway, here's Trump after the Nick Sortor put this up. President Trump is in the spin room right now, taking questions from dozens of reporters. Where is Kamala Harris? And there he is. Look at the sea of people. Trump's used this before, but my dad's used it. I'll use it now. The only thing she could draw is flies. Okay? Now, I want to remind y'all, for those of you who have been with me for a while, you'll remember I said at probably 3 or 4 broadcasts, when we were back talking about why they don't do something, why they don't have the military step in, why don't they have marshals arrest some of these people. Now, I'll tell you some stuff that they're stirring up and perpetuating. Trump said it 2 times already. Okay? No, 3 times. He said it during a speech, and he said it during an interview, and he said it last night. I believe this kind of talk is why I got shot. That rally site was a crime scene. A human being lost their life. We almost lost the President of the United States. These people have been warned and warned and warned that inciting vitriol, okay, and spreading propaganda, fraudulent, that term has been thrown around, causes harm and incites vitriol is criminal. So yeah, people may get arrested. But why don't they do it? Why don't they do it? I said it multiple times on multiple different broadcasts. Everybody's got a plan till they get a punch in the face. Remember me saying that, folks? For those of you who've been with me for a long time. Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face. Trump said that himself. He said that himself the other day. I didn't bring it up. I had so many things in my studio. But there are so many things we do discuss that are identical. What's this? From George. Behezy tweets. Megyn Kelly just went on an insane rant calling out the disgusting ABC hosts for working with Kamala Harris to sink Trump. And do what? With the select. I just got a notice my battery's dying. I got to plug in real quick to STEAL, the election, okay? And holy cow, let me get this plug in there before my phone blinks out. And I'll have to get with y'all tomorrow. But anyway, Megyn Kelly, she used some wordy dirds. She used the SH and that's it word. But anyway, quote, I'm ashamed of those moderators at ABC News. They did exactly what their bosses wanted them to do. The person who runs ABC News is a close personal friend of Kamala Harris that is responsible for Kamala Harris and her husband meeting. This is one of the boldest monologues I've seen Megyn Kelly ever do. I'm pleasantly surprised. you get in conspiracy territory, okay? If they're knowingly spreading rhetoric, okay, and inflaming passions, all right, where they know it's going to result in injury or worse, that's a criminal act. And that's where they're heading. And it's all been refreshed, it's all been rebooted, and it's all being introduced to the body politic at a level never seen before. That's why I say that debate was a masterpiece. Fifth generational psychological warfare campaigns. Kamala said she never asked people to donate to the rioters in Minnesota. Why does she lie so much? If you're able to chip in now to the MN Freedom Fund to help post bail for those protesting on the ground in Minnesota. They burnt businesses to the ground, beat people in the streets. People forget that kind of stuff, but now they're not forgetting it because it's all coming out. It was all brought back up at this masterpiece debate. Just in, Eric Trump says something is being hidden about the attempt on President Trump's life in Pennsylvania. This comes just hours after Melania. Did you all see Melania's statement? I'm not going to play it because I believe it's targeted and it'll just get me in trouble. She said there's something rotten in Denmark with what happened with her husband. Okay? An eerie silence. That's not the exact word she used. This comes just hours after Trump said, why didn't law enforcement arrest the you-know-whatter before the speech? There's more to this story. I agree. Why don't we have answers after almost 2 months since this event? Okay, we're getting down to brass tacks. Dom Luker said, Donald Trump won a debate in May. He made his opponent drop out, got SHOT, showed up, and won again with a new contender. This man is the greatest of all time. A peaceful transition is coming. At the very least, like Judge Janine said, ABC should have their license suspended. They are not a cable new opinion. They are broadcasters, okay? You can make a complaint to the FCC if you watch that debate on a non-cable channel, namely ABC, NBC, local channels, anything like that is not part of cable broadcasts only. The kind you can get using an Obama box, for free, just like you used to get with rabbit ears. We used to watch 3 channels, maybe 4. Any of those stations, you can make a complaint to the FCC, a formal complaint. It's a piece of cake. Go to their website, look it up. Misinformation and disinformation, they take it very seriously. They should have their license pulled, and that is the start. The start. Oh, gosh. How'd that end back up on a damn screen? I hope they're sued personally. It's what I hope. So anyway, what's this one? Terrence K. Williams, Kamala Harris. At the very beginning, you got one chance to make a first impression. Then it's gone forever. She was afraid, nervous, shaky, and had her friends at ABC helping her. I'm voting for Donald Trump. That was the beginning of the debate. He said Kamala Harris started glitching. Yeah, she was glitching at the beginning till somebody on the microphone told her to put on her boss girl pants and put your hand on your chin and this and that and this and that. Johnny Maga, a Philadelphia area bakery not far from where the debate is being held tonight, is selling Trump and Kamala cookies during the election season. These are the totals so far. Trump 4,228, Kamala 369. This is a blue county too. So Lachelle's Bakery doing a good brisk sales, not good for her. Yeah, the one doing the cookies wouldn't get a startup business deal on loan for 50 grand because you already got a business. Just like the first-time home buyers, you already own a home. We've got to have our newcomers, okay? They're going to make Haitian cookies, and they're going to be your competitor, and we're going to give them $50,000 because it's their first time. Cam Bree said, if you're wondering why the ABC moderators are trying to discredit Trump every time he finishes a sentence, it's because David Muir has covered him negatively 93% of the time and is the most pro-Harris host on TV. David is a fraud and working PR for Kamala. Give Cam Bree a check out on X and share this. I'm sure a lot of you have probably seen it. Harris coverage positive 100%. Trump coverage negative 93%. Debate moderator David Muir hosts most pro-Harris left-wing newscasts. Owned by what? Disney. And wokeness. J.D. Vance jokes about cat ladies. Cat ladies get big mad. Cats go missing after 20,000 Haitian immigrants are sent to a small town. Cat ladies snore. So I had a cat lady, I think, in earlier, and then it dipped out on me. Anyway, Trump put this out. Who would better handle the economy? Before the debate, Kamala 37, Trump 53. After the debate, Kamala 35. You got some delusional people out there. After the debate, Trump 55. So he picked up 2 points. I want to put something on my screen. Since it is the anniversary of 9/11, last year I did a big special and I played a lot of videos that are seldom seen. Never forget what evil people will do for money and power. Okay, just so you remember. Let me see what's going on in the chats. Yeah, Schumer was there. Hi, Ivan, how you doing? Schumer was there, and, Rudy Giuliani, I saw an interview with him. I think he was supposed to be there. And here you go. Best way watching the debate. See there? See how innovative people are? The best way to watch the debate. Rudy Giuliani said his knee gave out, but it turns out the host of the interview coaxed out of him that they found a spot on his lung last year. And he was very modest about it. He said it is static. It's not doing much, okay? But that he was not able to stand because his knee gave out. He's going to have a replacement or some kind of operation. But it is disturbing that, and of course, he was down at the ground zero for hours and hours and hours for days on end, right in the hole that was left behind. I got a murder hornet sitting on my door jamb. They really don't bother me. And knock on wood. Wait a minute, knock on wood. I'm going to take a picture of that murder hornet. But anyway, so that may be what the situation is with a spot on his lung. So we'll all pray for him. And I think that's why Bloomberg here stepped in. There you see a everything to the right of Trump is pretty much a satanic lineup. Okay, you got Vance, Trump, and then the smoke of Satan, Bloomberg, Biden, Harris, and Schumer. But you never know about guys like Bloomberg. He's the one that throws these Bloomberg polling throws these polls in that kind of make everything look competitive, because there is a method to that madness too. That is, if it's close, more people pay attention. And if more people are paying attention, 67 million watched the debate on ABC. God knows how many on all the other outlets. If it's a close race, you get more people watching. Then you let them continue with their felonious, libelous hoaxes. Revive them, review them, and shame them. And get evidence for civil trials and criminal trials. That's what I believe. Look at CNN, what they put out. Trump attacks moderators, claims debate was, quote, rigged. You know, not that he criticizes them, he attacks them. So they'd spend a lot of time thinking how to make Trump look as bad as possible. Debate analysis. Trump showed righteous indignation. Kamala peddles smug, scripted platitudes. In tonight's ABC presidential debate, one candidate, Donald Trump, displayed vivid, righteous indignation, channeling frustrated Americans on critical topics. And we just saw the dials on the economy, foreign policy, immigration, and I would venture to say even abortion, her strongest point. Isn't that something, when abortion's got to be your strongest point? When you're fighting to end life, that's your strongest position. Taking out little ones. Trump has a laugh on a night when he dunks on Kamala with her own line. We heard him do that. I'm speaking. Jack Poso, he put up, why did David Muir cut off Trump when he brought up his near assassination? Just like when Chris Wallace cut off Trump in 2020 for bringing up the Hunter laptop. Very interesting, Jack. Oh, here you go. You got Putin supporting Kamala. Now you got Joe. He's wearing... Now, this is true. This is not photoshopped. He actually donned a MAGA cap. Libs of TikTok got like a 2-second video of him putting the cap on. And that's what I used in my thumbnail. I didn't Photoshop it. Oh my, Elon Musk. Washington Post. Elon Musk's misleading election claims reaches millions. His misleading election claims. We just saw 23,000 dead people being registered in February. We talked about the other night 38,000 illegals in Arizona that are known. The ex-billionaire's false posts about non-citizen voting spur officials to fact-check him, leading to requests to purge voter rolls. Yeah? Are you worried about it? Let's see what that article said. By Sarah Ellison, Amy Gardner, and get Amanda now. Flip her hair on your face. The chairman of the Board of Elections in Montgomery County, PA, was well acquainted with regular attendees at his monthly meetings who peddled old, debunked conspiracy theories. But something changed after April 4th. The chairman, Neil Makahija, explained in an interview that was the day Elon Musk retweeted a false claim as many as 2 million non-citizens had been registered to vote in Texas, Arizona, and Pennsylvania. A false claim, you say? Is this something else that this is a reverse operation that's going to expose stuff? From Majika, a Democrat who is also a member of the County Board of Commissioners, not just because he's got not a typical last name, but remember what I said about non-citizens voting. You're going to end up with people in your town management positions, your board of supervisors positions, okay, that you don't want. But the Haitians might want them. The Somalians might want them. It was a lesson in the influence of Musk, the South African-born billionaire CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. In the 2 years since he bought Twitter, now X, Musk has transformed it into a primary source of false, here, now mind you, election rumors, both by spreading them on his own account, which has 197 million followers, and lowering some of the site's information. You have one of the richest men in the world, the deluge of inaccurate information plaguing the voting officials across the country. Election officials say his posts about voter fraud often coincide with an increase in baseless requests to purge voter rolls and heighten their worry over violent threats. Oh my God. Experts say Musk is uniquely dangerous as a purveyor of misinformation because of his digital following stretches well beyond the political realm into technology and investment sectors where his business achievement, blah, blah, blah. You see how that's going. Oh, don't worry about foreign influence. Don't worry about that. Daily Mail Online. Chinese spies are being planted in some of America's biggest companies to steal, quote, sensitive information. We already talked about that to some degree last year, about the professors in Yale and Harvard being arrested. On a monthly payroll to CHYNA, giving away research stuff and whatever they can get their dirty fingers on. Here's a Newsmax snap poll. Newsmax, wow. Trump 93%, Kamala Harris 6%. So when you see these liberal headlines, well, I was telling people on Truth, they were bashing Trump, saying he was Putin's buddy and all this stuff. I said, you want a war? You'll get a war. What else has Joe and Kamala done but gotten in conflicts, supported conflicts, thrown money away? Here, the Russian Ministry of Defense on the attempt to seize a oil platform in the Black Sea. There it is. Last night, the Kiev regime's attempt to seize the Russian jackup drilling rig Krim 2 in the Black Sea was thwarted. To capture the tower, the Ukrainian military intelligence sent a naval landing force of 14 American Willard Sea Force boats. During the battle, the Black Sea Fleet and Russian servicemen sank 8 naval boats and destroyed up to 80 Ukrainian servicemen. You don't hear nothing about this on the news. 6 more Ukrainian boats retreated without even attempting to pick up the wounded servicemen remaining in the water. So I don't know how much Willard Sea Force boat costs from the United States Navy. But we got 8 of them sitting at the bottom of the Black Sea. Amanda. Who's paying for that, Amanda? Huh? Do you know? I know who's paying for it. So I had some reports. Let's see, here we go. They want a war. They're going to get one. Newland. This is from Zero Hedge. Victoria Newland admits U.S. discouraged Ukraine from signing Russia peace deal at a moment when it was, quote, really close. Peace with Russia was on the table, and it was at that point it fell apart because of Victoria Newland. Zelensky is drawing the West into the Ukrainian conflict. This will lead to Russia being forced to respond with more powerful weapons. State Duma Speaker Volodin in response to the possible use of long-range missiles. And here, new. Vladimir Zelensky has called on Britain and America to make a strong decision by letting him use long-range missiles. And they just approved another 300. I'm seeing people drop off. They don't think this is important. They'll think it's important, okay? At a certain time. They'll be tuning in. What's going on? What? Get me up to date. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Blinken announced another $350 million aid package. We'll get into that later. But every time you think about this right here, and this is for newbies, Deep State 101, every time you think about that, think about this right here. Okay? And you'll be on the path to understanding. Hi, Frank. Okay. You're an expert. You'll be on the path to understanding what's going on. You see, hi, Pappy Two Bears. How you doing? Yeah, when Hillary conked out at the 9/11, they threw her in the SUV, handcuffs around her ankles, probably. Well, they probably put them on after she got in the SUV. But anyway, so we're all this information we've gone through, and then we get somebody coming in at the end. I don't know what you're talking about. So been talking for an hour and a half and doesn't even know what we've been talking about. Isn't that something? But anyway. But after this debate, since everyone has reopened the hoaxes and the misinformation, the suckers and losers, fine people in Charlottesville lies, all that kind of stuff, I got to get my old meme out that I've had for 8 years. Right here. What's going on? I know it, you know it, and everybody knows it. Right, folks? If you don't have that meme, go ahead and get a screenshot of it and use it on... thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you're still here, honey. Use it on... what do they call that now? Meta. Instead of Facebook. Okay. People still call Facebook. People still call Twitter. So anyway, here's a nice picture too. Here, this is for my friend who joined us tonight. A special picture that you can get a screen grab of. Maybe put it on the wallpaper on your phone. Frank. Got you some new wallpaper to put on your phone there. No problem. You're welcome. So, I think this is it right here. No, that's not the one about the 300. And why do people piss and moan about money and don't bat an eye when we send $350 million to a territory that's not even a country? It is a territory. Be like trying to finance Puerto Rico fighting the U.S. Good luck with that. It hadn't been a country for 1,000 years. It's a territory. And if people went to school and paid attention. Now, Trump put out something about not caving in. But anyway, that's about the budget deal. Last night, it was Trump versus the Mean Girls. It was 3-on-1. He had to swing at everyone, not just his opponent. It wasn't a fair fight. It was an ambush. Some even suspected Harris was given the questions in advance. And of course we know that. H0AX said, that was so weird watching Trump debate those 3 women last night. Now, where is the one where Trump says not to give in? Well, maybe I didn't get that one in the studio, but we got the debt ceiling coming up, okay? And Trump says, don't give in. We got to pass the SAFE Act. And you know that's like garlic to a vampire with these flippin' liberals. They want undocumented people in this country and they want to give them the vote. Where is that? Oh, that's the 4 things that I can go over that. I've already been over that. How many times they misled the American people? How many hoaxes they didn't fact check that have been already gone over? Oh, I've already been through that one. I'm trying to find where he's basically telling them, don't give in, don't get weak. Don't get weak with the negotiations coming up. Here we go. If Republicans in the House and Senate don't get absolute assurances on election security, capital letters, you out there, Frank? They should in no way, shape, or form go forward with a continuing resolution on the budget. The Democrats are trying to, quote, stuff voter registrations with illegal aliens. Don't let it happen. Close it down. Oh, they'd have a field day with that because they were saying, why did you post that everybody would go to jail involved in your false accusations of election fraud? Because their asses are going to jail. Okay? And it's not fraudulent, you dingbats. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. I know it, you know it, and everybody knows it. So, see what I got going on here. Did you all get that screenshot? I hope you did, because it's coming down. I know it, you know it. All right, folks, I've been up too long. I've got something for you I'm going to play. And maybe our friend Frank will like this, since I don't know what I'm talking about. And it's a fan favorite, this little clip here. So anyway, I appreciate you all spending your precious time with me. And I will be seeing you soon. Let's say, oh, okay, I'll probably come up tomorrow. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. So you'll know when I go live. All right, folks? Keep your chins up. Trump did great. It was a masterpiece. It put it all on the table to be documented for history. All her accusations, all her flip-flopping, all the defrauding of the American people, like claiming there were 850,000 jobs and they wanted to hide it till after the election. A whistleblower turned them in. Whoever was doing that was defrauding the American people. Trump said it himself. So anyway, that with all the libel hoaxes and subversion, it's all being laid out on the table like a big story. Okay, folks, I hope you have a great night. Enjoy this little video clip. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
You want to play this? Okay. I'll play with it. Come on. Okay. You want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.